Hello everyone and welcome to the deck tech for my Magic Online video. I am Brian Braun-Duin or BBD, and today I'm going to be battling with Abzan Aggro. Abzan Aggro is a deck that I've played a lot with for a very long time, so I know the deck in and out pretty well, and I want to talk about this current list here, why I've made some of the card choices I have, and how it differs from some other lists I've played. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all the individual cards because uh, deck's been around for a really long time, and I assume most of you know a good deal about Abzan Aggro already. If not, you can probably read some articles. I've written a number of articles on the deck that would help you out, that you can look back at. And the first thing I want to talk about is actually my list. Last week I wrote an article and I included a list that had a couple of Suracs in it, and I played that list at the Grand Prix, just the exact same 75 for my article. And I went 12 and 3, and I missed top 8, losing the last round to miss. And the deck felt great, but it did seem like it was missing something. One of the main things is that Abzan was a lot more popular at the Grand Prix than I expected, so Surak is really bad against other Abzan decks. So I've ended up cutting him for 2 Wingmate Rocks, which are great against other Abzan decks. So we're on the Wingmate Rock plan, and we basically have other than that, the list is actually identical, minus the change to 2 Wingmate Rocks. So that's the only real difference in the main deck, but I like Rock better against some of these decks like Abzan, Megamorph, and things because you need to be able to. They're going to gum up the ground really well. You need to be able to fly over and just hope that they don't have end hostilities or Crux or something to blow up the board. Really, that's the only main thing from the main deck. For the sideboard, it's also exactly the same sideboard except we have 2 Herald of Torments, which these are for the Devotion decks. Green Devotion decks where you just need to have flying to get over the top of their guys, and Herald is really good at providing evasion for these kinds of creatures. And it's important to be able to have flying, but also ways to kill Tarkas and stuff, so Downfall, Absent Charm is our game plan there. And really, Herald of Torment's also going to be good in a lot of the Abzan matchups too, because it also lets us fly over. Anything with evasion is great against them. So I think adding a couple Heralds to the sideboard is where I want to be. I've toyed with Herald in the main deck a number of times, and it's really underwhelmed me every single time. Just really been underwhelming because it's so bad in some matchups and so good in others. Just not a card I really want in the main deck because of how bad it is against a good chunk of the field. But it is a great card for the sideboard. The main deck removal suite, I'm up to 3 Dromoka's commands because I think we're in a Dromoka's command format right now. All these Devotion decks, Dromoka's command is such a beating against it. It's really good against Corsair Crewfix, but it's also just good against random other creatures that they play. Fighting their elf, killing their Corsair is an extremely important play. Dromoka's command is one of the only removal spells that kills morph creatures really early in the game for only 2 mana, and also kills like Satyr tokens and all this other stuff that they can play to get in the way of your creatures. So I really like command a lot, and then a couple ultimate prices for like Whisperwoods and Pelucranosis and things. So our removal suite is aimed for the green-red Devotion decks, but I think that these cards are really good in the format right now. But really, that's all I got on Abzan Aggro. Hopefully you guys stick around, watch the videos, and we'll see how it does.